नमस्कार, सिक्किम क्रोनिकलमा यहाँहरू सबैजनालाई स्वागत छ। एडुकेसन सिस्टमलाई मोर म्यानेज, इफेक्टिभ अनि स्ट्रिमलाइन बनाउने उद्देश्य लिएर पश्चिम सिक्किमको स्पेसली गेजिङ डिस्ट्रिक्टका जिल्लापालले आज एडुकेसन एन्ड मोनिटरिङ इन्फर्मेसन सिस्टम EMIMS मोबाइल एप लन्च गर्नुभएको छ र यो एपको अब्जेक्टिभ के हो एन्ड वाट इज द बेसिक आइडिया अफ कमिङ अप विथ दिस मोबाइल एप, यो हामी जान्नेछौँ विथ द डिस्ट्रिक्ट कलेक्टर गेजिङ मिस्टर कर्मा R Bonpo. So today you launched this EMIMS mobile application. We just wanted to understand what is the objective.
So EMIMS mobile app is it's like supplement to the EMIMS database that we have already launched. That database was launched by the Honorable Minister for Education during the education conclave. We have now gone one step further and also made a mobile application. So mobile application we have made especially for the school teachers and school students. So it is like a interface where the school teachers can use it to perform various functions like managing the attendance, giving assignments, and then having like teaching materials at a particular points. And for a student, the student can use the mobile application for accessing like what the class routine is like, what the teacher has taught in the school, what are the recommended videos given by the class teacher, as well as the students can also see like his report card, everything at a particular place. So it is like a diary for the means it is we say it's like a digital diary for the school student, and for the teacher it's like means a digital version of whatever tasks that he needs to perform. So we have made this seamless. Even the attendance can now be online, so we need not maintain a manual attendance register. So this mobile app will now make it easier for the teacher to make live his classroom attendance, as well as also he can give various assignments, and basically taking into consideration the COVID-19 pandemic. So if such a cases again arise, then again we can go seamlessly back to the online model also. So in order to transition, so it's somewhere between an online model as well as an offline model. So we have now both the options, in the sense like since the schools are now open, teachers are now teaching in an offline mode, but they can have an access to teach on the online method also. So we have in fact taking into considerations the learnings of COVID-19. So the option is now available to the teachers to go for both the modes of teaching.
Right, exactly. So during the presentation, what I realized is that this mobile app gives us this impetus of understanding the the structured education system, especially in two districts, that is Gezing and Soring. Can we take it as a core foundation, especially for the government also to have a proper human resource management?
So since education department is the department who is concerned with human resource development, so I think this database will now form the core foundation of human resource planning in the state, because we are now capturing the data about the entire students very early, right from the day the student enters the school. His data has been captured, and we can also through the application monitor like the learning outcomes of the student, like the dropout rates, the enrollment over the years. So all this data can be used by the policymakers to take effective decisions, like how to plan for manpower, like what type of industries to be set up in the state, like whether we need, what type of colleges do we need in the state. So all this data is very, very rich. And we have also ensured that the database does not become obsolete, because earlier what we used to find is we used to build databases, but as soon as the data is entered, it used to become obsolete. So we have minimized the data entry, and we have captured more the transactional data. So once the system is enrolled, then the entire transactions revolve around the data. Like if a student gets promoted, we need not do anything. We just press the promote button and the students goes into another class. Or if we need to transfer a student from one school to the another, we generate an online TC. So you can just use this TC and get enrolled in another school. So this way I think we have minimized the need for multiple data entries. So once you do the data entry, I think the data can then seamlessly it can be migrated. So these are some of the aspects which we have taken into consideration while designing this database. And I think later on we want to ensure that it is as dynamic as possible and the data is as latest as possible.
So one of the components is that the app also gives, or the website gives, the projection of the shortage of manpower, the teachers, and also in regard to the infrastructure. I mean, how would it help the other departments to, or the education departments to come up with the addressing the infrastructure problem or the shortages?
So what we have done is that we have done one-time database entry for the school infrastructure. So school infrastructure compromises of the land of the school, like buildings, the toilets, drinking water facilities, electricity. So everything has been entered into the database. So now using this rich data which has been entered, now we can see which school doesn't have drinking water, or which school doesn't have electricity, or which school doesn't have toilets. So all this data can automatically be viewed at the district, and then it can be viewed at the department level. So while the department is planning for the budget, or when the department is planning for some infrastructure, you can just download the data and then see which schools require, and then probably we can correct the infrastructure deficiency in most of the schools. So this is one aspect where the database takes care of shortage in any infrastructure. The other thing is that we have also captured the entire database of the school teachers. In the sense that any school teacher which is posted in the district, they have been entered in the database. So now we can see which schools have shortages of teachers, which schools don't have a maths teacher, which schools don't have a Limbu teacher or a Bhutia teacher. So entire thing can be planned, and then wherever there's a deficiency we can post it. So so all this data can be used for various decisions which needs to be taken by the administrators.
Right. So as per my view, one of the challenges would be because the school heads or the teachers who are not affluent with the technology would find difficult to update or use the app. So how are you going to address this issue?
So I think now we have already, we are living in a digital age, and most of the people have mobile phones. So these were some of the concerns maybe 10 years back, that people will not be able to use. But today I think everything is digital. So even a vendor will be using Google Pay or UPI. So it has become so ubiquitous. So I think that fear is no longer valid. So people have been using Facebook, people have been using Google on their mobile phone. So to come and say that they can't use an app is it's ridiculous in this particular thing. And as such, I think there are very less people, maybe such kind of people who have not used a mobile phone.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, so this may not be relevant today.
So sir, how the other districts can replicate this idea, then how this model would help the idea replicate?
So we have made the database very, very open, in the sense that it's scalable. Other districts, they just need to enter the data, and there needs to be some training given to the school heads as well as the teachers. So if we just provide a training, they need not spend anything, because most of the funding we have already, for the database, we have already incurred the expenditure. We have already created the software. Now maybe in the future versions, if you want to plan for more features, maybe we'll require extra funding. But the basic software that we have launched, it can be replicated across all the districts.
Right. So let me tell you that this program has been launched under Niti Ayog's aspirational district program. अनि तपाईहरूले पनि मोबाइल फोनबाट स्पेशली गेजिङ अनि सोरिङ डिस्ट्रिक्टका जति पनि टिचर्स स्कुल हेड्स स्टुडेन्ट्सहरू हुनुहुन्छ तपाईँहरूले प्ले स्टोरमा गएर EMIMS एप डाउनलोड गर्नु सक्नुहुनेछ यसबाट तपाईँले डल्लै प्रोजेक्सन पाउनुहुनेछ आफ्नो स्कुलको सर माई लास्ट क्वेसन टु यु फर द लास्ट 3 years you have been serving as the district collector of West now gazing so as a media person, I have observed that your role during the COVID-19 has been impeccable because, I mean, you mechanized everything so easily, affluently, from installations of so many infrastructure, especially concerning with the health. Now on education, I mean, like, you know, you have been doing so much. You did a education conclave for the first time. So as you now join as a Secretary Culture Department, your new posting, what is your message to the entire people of West District as a district collector, as a parting message?
So, as a parting message, I would say that I think this tenure has been very fruitful in the sense that under the aspirational district program, we got to work in so many sectors because I think there was a mandate from the state government as well as from the government of India to report on various issues. So, and right now the focus that governments are giving is on data. So they want correct data, and they want to use this data for various decisions making, and most of the things that what we learned is that how do we justify a particular project. So for that they ask for data. So this has been really an experience, and I would like to thank all my team, especially the HODs, like, who have been very, very forthcoming and helping me, because it was the entire team effort. So maybe I was just leading the team, but ultimately the main work was done by the team. So all the HODs were really supportive in contributing towards various key initiatives, and without the team, I think we would not have managed anything. So as a parting, I would like to say that I'm very thankful to the public, because I may not have been able to solve most of the issues, but we tried a lot, and still there are many issues which needs to be solved. And I hope that, like, the future district collector would take it forward. Even the district collector of Soring, I would like to wish all the very best for taking this aspirational district program forward. And I would like to thank the Honorable Chief Minister for giving me the opportunity of serving in the district, and it was a really fruitful journey.
Thank you so much, sir, and all the best. So the launching of EMIMS mobile application can be taken as one of the initiatives of the state government to make everything digital, in specific to when it comes to governance. With Suben Pradhan, this is Nirmal reporting for Sikkim Chronicle.
Get all the credible news on the go. Download the Sikkim Chronicle app.